I'm Daniel Reed. I'm 32 years old, and I built my company from a rented garage and a broken coffee machine. I built it with my best friend, Ryan Cole. I built it for the future. I thought I was building it with the woman I loved. Daniel, you're up, Victoria says at the head of the table. I look at her and still feel proud. Victoria Hale. My fiancée. Arcio. Sharp suit. Perfect posture. The board watches her like she owns the air in the room. I stand. Thank you. I want to talk about slowing expansion and strengthening security before the merger. One board member frowns. Slowing? The market is hot. I know, I say. But growth without protection is dangerous. We need stability before scale. Victoria leans back. Daniel, we've reviewed your proposal. I nod. Yes. And if you look at the projections. She cuts me off. Your projections are conservative. They're realistic. A few board members exchange looks. I swallow. If we move too fast, we risk. Risk what? Victoria asks, smiling slightly. Success. A couple of them chuckle. I feel heat rise in my chest. Risk losing control. We already have control, she replies. That's why we're moving forward. I look at Ryan. He doesn't look at me. Ryan. I ask. You've seen the numbers. He clears his throat. The board wants aggressive growth. That's not what I asked, I say quietly. Victoria taps the table. Let's not drag this out. I'm not dragging anything out, I reply. I'm protecting what we built. One board member sighs. Daniel, the company is evolving. I know it is. I helped build it. Victoria's voice turns cool. And we appreciate that. I stare at her. Appreciate? She folds her hands. But the company has outgrown early stage thinking. Early stage thinking. That's what you call risk management? I ask. She looks straight at me. Daniel, you're too cautious. I'm careful. You're afraid. The word hits harder than I expect. I'm not afraid. You are, she says calmly. And fear holds companies back. I feel the room shifting. I feel them choosing her. I'm not holding anything back, I say. I'm trying to protect us. Victoria's eyes don't soften. This isn't about us. The words sting. It's about the future, she continues. And the future needs leaders who can scale. I can scale. She pauses. Then she says it. Daniel, you're replaceable. The room goes quiet. Then someone lets out an awkward laugh. I stop breathing for a second. What? She doesn't blink. Every role in this company is replaceable. I stare at her. Including yours? She smiles slightly. If the board decides so. I look around the table. No one defends me. No one speaks. Ryan, I say, my voice lower now. Do you think I'm replaceable? He rubs his hands together. It's not personal. Answer me. He exhales. The company needs momentum. That's not an answer. Victoria stands. We're voting on moving forward with the merger without Daniel's revised strategy. Without Daniel. Like I'm not in the room. Hands go up. One by one. I count them. Majority. Victoria nods. Motion passed. I sit down slowly. So that's it. That's business, she replies. I laugh, but it sounds hollow. Business? Yes. I look at her ring. The one I gave her. Is that business too? I ask quietly. Her jaw tightens. Don't do this here. You just did. The board members gather their tablets and stand. One pats my shoulder. It's not personal, son. I don't respond. When the room empties, I stay seated. Victoria walks toward the door. Victoria, I say. She stops but doesn't turn around. What? Do you really believe that? She turns slowly. Believe what? That I'm replaceable. She looks at me for a long moment. I believe the company can survive without you. That's not what I asked. Her voice softens, but only slightly. Daniel, you built the foundation. But foundations don't run skyscrapers. And what am I to you? I ask. She hesitates. That's not fair, she says. Answer me. She looks tired now. You're comfortable. Comfortable. I stand. We built this together. We built a startup together, she corrects me. This is something else. So where do I fit? She meets my eyes. Maybe you don't. My chest feels tight. So I'm replaceable to the company. She doesn't answer. And to you. I whisper. Silence. That silence tells me everything. I didn't think you'd humiliate me, I say. I didn't humiliate you, she replies. I made a decision. In front of everyone. She shrugs lightly. Transparency. I shake my head. You could have warned me. And have you fight me in private instead? She asks. You would have tried to stop it. Because I care. And I care about winning. The words land heavy. I step back. So that's it. For now, she says. Think about what you really want. I wanted us. She looks away. Maybe that's the problem. She walks out. I stand alone in the boardroom we designed together. The same glass walls. The same long table. The same logo behind the chair where she sat. Replaceable. One word. In that room I lose my authority. In that silence I lose my partner. In that moment I feel something inside me break. But beneath the break something else begins to form. If I'm replaceable, I think then maybe I've been standing in the wrong place all along. The next morning Ryan walks into my office without knocking. We need to talk, he says. I don't look up from my screen. You should have talked yesterday. He shuts the door. Don't do that. Do what? Act like I stabbed you. I laugh softly. Didn't you? He rubs his face. It's bigger than us. It was always us, I reply. That was the point. He sits down. The investors are nervous. They think you're slowing momentum. So you agreed? I agreed to survive. Survive what? I ask. Success. He leans forward. Daniel, they were going to push you out anyway. I tried to soften it. By staying silent? I thought it would be temporary. I finally look at him. Temporary humiliation? He sighs. Just step back for a while. Let Victoria handle the merger. Then you come back once it stabilizes. You really believe that? Yes. I shake my head. You don't even sound convinced. He stands. Just resign gracefully. Don't make this ugly. Ugly? I repeat. She called me replaceable. Ryan doesn't answer. Later that afternoon, Victoria walks into my office. We should control the narrative, she says. Narrative, I repeat. Is that what this is? Yes, she replies calmly. You'll announce you're stepping down to focus on strategic research. I'm being pushed out. You're repositioning. Stop dressing it up. She crosses her arms. Daniel, if you fight this, the board will dilute your shares. My stomach tightens. You wouldn't let that happen. It's not about what I want. It was yesterday, I say quietly. She looks at the window. Just sign the resignation. Keep your dignity. I didn't lose my dignity, I reply. You tried to take it. She steps closer. Don't make me choose between you and the company. You already did. Silence stretches between us. Are we still getting married? I ask. She doesn't answer right away. Let's pause the wedding. Pause. There's too much pressure right now. So I lose my position and my wedding in 1 week? Don't twist it. I'm not twisting anything. She exhales sharply. I need focus. And I'm a distraction? She doesn't deny it. That hurts more than anything. That night, I sit alone in our apartment. Her side of the closet is half empty. She walks in late. Where were you? I ask. At the office. It's midnight. It's a merger. I stand. Who's Marcus? Her head snaps toward me. What? I heard you laughing on the phone. You don't laugh like that with investors. She grabs a glass of water. Marcus Kane is leading the acquisition. Acquisition. I repeat slowly. I thought this was a partnership. It is. That's not what you just said. She stays silent. I feel something cold settle in my chest. Are we selling? It's strategic. Answer me. Yes, she says finally. We're selling controlling interest. And I was never told. You would have fought it. Because it's wrong. It's profitable. I stare at her. Did Ryan know? Yes. The word echoes in my head. So everyone knew, I whisper. Except me. It was cleaner that way. Cleaner? My voice rises. I built this company. And now it's bigger than you, she snaps. I freeze. She closes her eyes for a second. I'm tired of shrinking decisions to protect your comfort. My comfort? I laugh bitterly. You think I wanted control for comfort? I think you're afraid to let go. And you're desperate too. She doesn't deny it. The next morning I receive the official email. Board vote. Acceptance of Daniel Reed's resignation. My shares are adjusted under a performance clause buried in last year's contract revision. I call Ryan immediately. You changed the clause, I say. It was standard, he replies. You didn't tell me. You don't read legal updates. I trusted you. He goes quiet. It wasn't personal. Stop saying that. It's business. Then maybe business is just betrayal with paperwork. He hangs up. I pack my office in silence. A few employees avoid eye contact. One whispers, "I'm sorry." As I place the last photo into a box, Emily, my assistant, steps inside. "Mr. Reed," she says softly. "Just Daniel." She hesitates. "This doesn't feel right." "What doesn't?" "The speed of it." "It was planned," I reply. She closes the door. "I printed something for you." She hands me a folder. "What is this?" I ask. "Internal financial projections." "I don't work here anymore." "I know." I open it. The numbers don't match what I saw months ago. "These margins," I murmur. "They're inflated." She nods. "And there's hidden debt under subsidiary accounts." My pulse quickens. "Why are you showing me this?" "Because you're not replaceable," she says quietly. "And they're lying." I look at her carefully. "If they find out you gave me this, I'll deal with it." "Why risk it?" She shrugs slightly. "You treated people like they mattered." The words hit deeper than she knows. I close the folder. "Thank you." She nods and leaves. I carry my box through the lobby. The company logo shines above the glass doors. For years, I believed that building something made me secure. Now I understand something painful. If you don't control the room controls you. As I step outside, my phone buzzes. A message from Victoria. "I hope you understand someday." I stare at it. I don't reply. Because understanding isn't the same as accepting. And something tells me this story isn't finished yet. I don't sleep that night. I spread Emily's documents across my kitchen table and stare at the numbers. Inflated revenue. Deferred liabilities. A silent debt structure hidden under subsidiaries. I call Ryan. He answers on the third ring. "It's late. Were you ever going to tell me?" I ask. "Tell you what?" "That we're not merging. We're being swallowed." Silence. "That's dramatic," he says. "Is it?" I flip a page. "Because these numbers say Marcus gets controlling interest." "It's temporary." "You keep using that word." "Daniel, did you know about the debt?" He exhales slowly. "It's manageable." "That's not what I asked." "Yes," he says finally. "I knew." I grip the phone tighter. "So you lied to me." "I protected the deal." "You protected yourself." He snaps. "I protected the company. You handed it over." "It was the only way to scale." "At what cost?" "At the cost of your ego," he fires back. "My ego?" I laugh coldly. "I wanted transparency. You wanted control." "No," I say quietly. "I wanted integrity." He goes silent again. "Does Victoria know about the real projections?" I ask. "She approved them." The words feel like a punch. "So this was never about me being cautious," I whisper. "It was about me being inconvenient." "Daniel?" "Don't," I cut him off. "Just answer one thing." "What?" "When did you decide I was expendable?" He doesn't answer. I hang up. The next morning, I ask Victoria to meet me. We sit in a private conference room at a hotel downtown. Neutral ground. She looks polished. Controlled. "You look tired," she says. "I found the real numbers." Her expression barely changes. "And?" "You're hiding debt." "We're restructuring debt." "You're disguising it." She folds her hands. "You don't work there anymore." "I still own shares." "Minor shares." The word stings. "You're selling control to Marcus," I say. "It's strategic." "You're gambling everything." "No," she says calmly. "I'm winning." "At what point did I become an obstacle?" "When you refuse to evolve." "I refuse to lie." She leans forward. "You think this world runs on honesty?" "I think trust matters." She laughs softly. "Trust doesn't attract investors." "It used to attract you." Her jaw tightens. "Don't mix us into this." "You mixed us into it when you humiliated me." "That was leadership." "That was cruelty." She looks at me for a long moment. "You were holding us back. So you cut me off." "I made a decision." "You chose Marcus." "I chose growth." "Does he know about the hidden debt?" I ask. "He knows enough." "Does he know you inflated projections?" Her silence answers me. "He's using you," I say quietly. Her eyes flash. "I'm not naive." "No," I reply. "You're ambitious. And you're bitter." "Maybe," I admit. "But I'm not blind." She stands. You don't understand the pressure I'm under. Then explain it. The board wanted explosive returns. Marcus offered access to global markets. If we hesitated, we'd be replaced. And instead you replaced me. She says nothing. I stand too. You could have told me. You would have fought it. Yes, I say. Because it's dangerous. She steps closer. Daniel, feelings don't build empires. And empires built on lies collapse. Her voice hardens. You always thought small. I thought long-term. I thought big. At least admit it, I say. This wasn't about strategy. It was about control. She looks at me carefully. You don't like not being needed. That hits deeper than she knows. I don't like being erased, I reply. You're not erased. I was in that boardroom. She looks away. Tell me the truth, I press. If the merger succeeds, where do I fit? She hesitates. Nowhere, I answer for her. She doesn't argue. That silence confirms everything. You're trading stability for speed, I say. I'm trading fear for power, she corrects. Power without loyalty is fragile. We'll see. I pick up my coat. When this cracks, don't pretend you didn't see it coming. She tilts her head. Is that a threat? No, I reply calmly. It's a prediction. I walk toward the door. Daniel, she calls. I stop but don't turn. You could have stood beside me, she says. I did, I answer. You just wanted someone behind you. I leave before she can respond. Outside, the air feels colder than it should. For the first time since this started, my heartbreak begins turning into something else. Clarity. They didn't push me out because I was weak. They pushed me out because I wouldn't bend. I sit in my car and stare at my reflection in the rearview mirror. Replaceable, I say to myself. The word doesn't hurt as much now. Feels like a challenge. If they think I'm replaceable, then they've misunderstood what I actually built. Not just code. Not just strategy. But systems. And I know every system has pressure points. My phone buzzes. A message from Ryan. Marcus wants full operational oversight next quarter. I smile slightly. He's moving faster than even Victoria expected. And fast structures crack first. I type one message back. Good luck controlling what you don't understand. Then I turn the engine on. I'm done asking for explanations. If they want to play power games behind closed doors, I'll learn the rules. And this time, I won't be the one blindsided. I drive 3 hours to my father's old factory. I haven't been here in years. He's standing outside when I pull in, arms crossed. You look worse than your voicemail sounded, he says. Nice to see you too, I reply. He studies me. They finally burned you? Something like that. He walks toward the building. Come inside. We sit at a metal table in his empty warehouse office. You were right, I say quietly. He raises an eyebrow. About what? Borrowed loyalty. He nods slowly. So they chose money. They chose speed. That's the same thing. I rub my face. Victoria called me replaceable. He doesn't react. Are you? I look at him. You're supposed to say no. I'm supposed to tell you the truth, he says. Every man is replaceable somewhere. The words sting. But not everywhere, he adds. I stay silent. You built something, he continues. Did you build it so they would need you? Or because you believed in it? I believed in it. Then why are you broken? Because they erased me. He leans forward. They removed your title. Not your mind. I exhale slowly. They're hiding debt. Selling control. Then why are you here? He asks. Because I don't know what to do. He stares at me. You know exactly what to do. You're just afraid to do it alone. I don't answer. He stands. Rebuild. With what? I ask. With yourself first. I drive back to the city with his words echoing in my head. That night my phone buzzes. Emily. Can we meet? She asks. We sit at a small cafe near the office. I might lose my job, she says quietly. Because of the documents? She nods. They're restructuring departments. Emily, you don't owe me anything. I know, she says. But something feels wrong. What else did you find? She slides another folder across the table. Projected layoffs after the merger, she says. They're not telling employees. I scan the pages. This is brutal. It gets worse, she whispers. Marcus wants to replace half the senior team. Does Victoria know? She approved the integration plan. I lean back. She thinks she's in control. She's not. I shake my head. Marcus doesn't invest. He absorbs. Emily studies me. What are you going to do? I hesitate. I'm not going to beg for my seat back, I say finally. Good. But I won't let them destroy what we built either. Her eyes sharpen. You have a plan. Not yet, I admit. But I will. The next day, I call someone I haven't spoken to in months. Liam, I say when he answers. Pause. Daniel? I heard they moved you out of core development. Yeah, he replies dryly. Apparently, I'm too focused on security. I smile faintly. Join the club. What do you want? He asks. I want to build something cleaner. Silence. With what funding? He asks. I'll figure that out. And why would I leave a salary? Because you know what they're doing, I say. And it bothers you. He doesn't deny it. They're ignoring structural flaws, I continue. If the merger goes through as planned, the system won't hold. You sound certain. I built the backbone, I reply. I know where it bends. Another pause. If I say yes, Liam says slowly, what are we building? An AI security platform, I answer. Transparent architecture. No hidden debt. No inflated numbers. And if it fails? It won't. You sound confident. I'm done doubting myself. He exhales. When do we start? Tomorrow. That night, I sit alone in my apartment. Half the closet is still empty. My phone lights up. Victoria. I heard you met with Liam. I type back. People talk. A few seconds pass. Don't start something you can't finish, she writes. I stare at the message. I reply. You did. She doesn't respond. The next morning, Liam and I meet in a rented co-working space. No glass walls. No boardroom. Just 2 laptops and a whiteboard. This feels smaller, he says. It feels honest, I reply. He nods. As we start outlining architecture, I feel something unfamiliar. Not anger. Not heartbreak. Focus. Emily texts me again. Marcus is pushing full oversight next quarter. I smile slightly. They're moving fast. Too fast. And fast systems crack under pressure. Liam looks at me. What? Nothing, I say. Just timing. He raises an eyebrow. You're not just building something new, are you? I meet his eyes. I'm preparing, I answer. For what? For when their empire starts to shake. He studies me for a moment, then nods. Then let's build something that doesn't. As I open my laptop, I realize something important. They stripped my title. They paused my wedding. They tried to shrink me. But they forgot one thing. I know exactly how their machine works. And this time, I'm building outside of it. 3 weeks later, Victoria is on the cover of a business magazine. The woman reshaping tech power. I stare at the headline and laugh under my breath. Liam looks over from across the small office. You okay? She moves fast, I say. She always did. My phone buzzes. A news alert. Merger approved by majority shareholders. Liam whistles. That was quick. Too quick, I reply. He studies me. You're waiting for something. I'm watching, I correct him. Later that day, I meet Grace Morgan in a quiet restaurant downtown. She doesn't waste time. You look thinner. Public humiliation diet, I say. She almost smiles. I told you not to trust short-term boards. I remember. She folds her hands. So why am I here? I'm building something new. With what capital? She asks calmly. With yours, I answer. She raises an eyebrow. Bold. I'm not asking for charity, I say. I'm offering long-term stability. She studies me carefully. You were removed. I resigned. You were removed, she repeats. Investors don't like instability. Investors like profit, I reply. And I can show you where theirs will collapse. She leans back. Explain. They inflated projections before the merger, I say. Hidden debt under subsidiaries. Marcus is pushing aggressive expansion without structural security. You have proof? I have patterns, I answer. And timing. She taps the table lightly. Patterns don't move money. They will when earnings miss. She watches me closely. You sound different. I am. What changed? They called me replaceable. She nods slowly. That can be motivating. I'm not trying to destroy them, I say. I'm preparing for when they destroy themselves. And where do I fit in? I want to build an AI security infrastructure that corporations can't fake, I say. Real transparency. Real oversight. And you expect them to come to you? When their current system cracks, I reply, They'll need someone who understands where it cracked. Grace is silent for a long moment. Finally she says, I'll invest. I don't react immediately. Conditions, she adds. Of course. You control majority shares. Agreed. You keep emotion out of strategy. I hesitate. She notices. Can you? Yes, I say. She nods once. Then send me the proposal. When I leave the restaurant, my chest feels steady. Not excited. Focused. That night, Victoria calls. I let it ring twice before answering. What do you want? I ask. I saw Grace met with you. She's an investor. She meets people. You're building something. Yes. You're trying to compete. I'm trying to build. She exhales sharply. Daniel, this isn't a game. I know. Marcus doesn't like surprises. That sounds like his problem. You don't understand the scale he operates on. I understand leverage, I reply. She lowers her voice. Why are you doing this? Because you forced me to. I didn't force you to start over. You forced me to see clearly. Silence. Are you trying to hurt me? She asks quietly. I think about that. No, I answer honestly. I'm trying not to hurt anymore. She doesn't respond. Instead, she says, earnings call is next month. I'm aware. You're waiting for it. Yes. Her voice tightens. You think we'll fail. I think speed hides cracks, I reply. And if we don't? Then you win. And you? I'll still have built something real. She goes quiet. Marcus is restructuring departments, I say. Senior engineers are leaving. That's efficiency. That's erosion. You always exaggerate risk. And you always underestimate it. Her tone shifts. You sound calm. I am. That worries me. Good. She hangs up. The next morning, Liam bursts into the office. You need to see this, he says. He turns his laptop toward me. Internal message boards from our old company are leaking. Anonymous posts about layoffs. Complaints about rushed integration. I scroll slowly. They're bleeding morale, I murmur. Liam nods. And security patches are being delayed. Of course they are, I say. My phone buzzes again. Ryan. I stare at the name before answering. What? I say. You've been talking to investors, he says immediately. So have you. This isn't a joke. I'm not laughing. He lowers his voice. Marcus is pushing Victoria hard. If earnings dip, he'll pull support. I know. You sound like you're waiting for that. I'm waiting for truth, I reply. You could stop this. How? Back off. Don't build competition. I'm not responsible for your instability. You're feeding it. No, I say calmly. You fed it when you hid debt. He's quiet. Do you regret it? I ask. A long pause. Yes, he says finally. Then fix it. I can't. You could've, I reply. Before you called me replaceable. He doesn't argue. When the call ends, I sit back. Grace transfers the first round of funding that afternoon. Liam grins when he sees the confirmation. We're officially real, he says. No, I reply. We've always been real. I look out the window at the skyline. Victoria is climbing fast. Marcus is tightening control. The board is celebrating short-term spikes. And beneath it all, pressure is building. For the first time since that boardroom humiliation, I feel the balance shifting. Not loudly. Not publicly. But quietly. They think I'm reacting. They think I'm chasing revenge. They don't understand something simple. I'm not attacking their empire. I'm building the place they'll run to when it starts collapsing. The earnings call starts at 9 a.m. Liam and I stream it from our office. Victoria's voice sounds steady. We are pleased to report accelerated growth following the merger. I watch the numbers scroll across the screen. Revenue up. Expenses minimized. Projected expansion doubled. Liam mutters, that margin doesn't make sense. Wait, I say. A board member on the call asks, can you clarify the integration costs? Victoria answers smoothly. Temporary restructuring adjustments. Temporary. The word again. Halfway through the call, Marcus speaks. We expect full operational control by next quarter. I sit up. That's new. Victoria hesitates for half a second before replying, yes, alignment is key. Liam glances at me. She didn't know he'd say that. I know, I reply quietly. By afternoon, the stock spikes. By evening, it starts dipping. An analyst releases a report questioning their debt structure. I don't smile. I just watch. My phone rings. Victoria. I answer. Did you leak something? She asks immediately. No. An analyst flagged our subsidiary accounts. I didn't send anything. Her breathing is tight. Then how did they see it? Because it exists, I say calmly. Silence. You're enjoying this, she says. No, I reply honestly. I warned you. You're talking to investors. Yes. You're undermining confidence. I'm building my own. She lowers her voice. Marcus is furious. At you or at the numbers? At everyone. I lean back. You let him in. I needed leverage. You gave him control. Her voice cracks slightly. I can handle him. Can you? I ask gently. She doesn't answer. Instead she says, Ryan wants to meet you. Why? He thinks you can stabilize perception. I don't work there. You still influence people. That's not my responsibility. Her tone sharpens. This is bigger than ego. It stopped being about ego when you erased me. She goes quiet. I didn't erase you, she says softly. You removed me publicly. I thought you'd understand. You thought I'd accept it. Another silence. Daniel, she says, and her voice sounds different now. Less sharp. If this spirals, everything collapses. Not everything, I reply. She knows what I mean. After the call ends, Liam looks at me. So the cracks are visible. You going to push? I shake my head. No leaks. No attacks. Then what? We wait. He studies me. You could bury them. I don't want to bury anyone. You sound conflicted. I am. That night Ryan texts me. Please meet. Just once. We meet in a quiet bar. He looks worse than I do. You were right, he says immediately. I didn't want to be. Marcus is pushing full control faster than planned. I heard. He's freezing budget approvals. Engineers are quitting. Because they don't trust the structure, I say. Ryan nods. Victoria thinks she can outmaneuver him. She can't, I reply. He looks at me carefully. You still care about her. I hesitate. I care about what we built. That's not what I asked. I don't answer. Ryan leans forward. The board is panicking. If next quarter dips, they'll look for a reset. A reset, I repeat. They might ask you back. I almost laugh. As what? A patch. As stability. The word sits heavy between us. You called me replaceable, I say quietly. I didn't say it. You didn't stop it. He lowers his eyes. I was afraid. Of what? Of losing everything. And now we might lose it anyway. I stare at him. You want me to save you, I say. I want you to help, he replies. Help who? The company. And Victoria? He hesitates. She's under pressure. She chose this pressure. She thought you'd slow her down. I would have. That's the point. We sit in silence for a moment. I have a choice, I say finally. What choice? I can expose everything. Push investors to revolt. Ryan swallows. Would you? I don't know. Why not? Because if I destroy it, I destroy the employees too. He nods slowly. So what will you do? He asks. I take a breath. I'll let the truth surface on its own, I say. No manipulation. No revenge. That's risky. So is calling me replaceable. He gives a weak smile. When I leave the bar, my phone buzzes again. Victoria. I hesitate, then answer. Are you going to attack us? She asks quietly. No. Why? Because if I win by becoming you, then I lose anyway. She's silent. I don't want your downfall, I say. I want accountability. And if I ask for help? I close my eyes for a second. Then you ask the board first, I reply. She exhales slowly. Daniel? Yes. I didn't think you'd be this calm. I didn't think you'd be this desperate. She doesn't deny it. When the call ends, I look up at the city lights. The empire isn't collapsing yet, but it's shaking. And this time I'm not standing inside it. I'm watching from the outside. And for the first time, I feel like I'm the one in control. The stock drops 12% in one morning. Liam walks into my office holding his tablet. It's happening. I see it, I reply. Analysts are questioning revenue recognition. Employees are posting resignation notices. Marcus releases a cold statement about restructuring leadership alignment. I don't celebrate. I just wait. At noon, my phone rings. Unknown number. I answer. Daniel Reed. This is Chairman Walters, a stiff voice says. We need to speak. I'm listening. In person. About? A leadership transition. I pause. When? Now. An hour later, I walk back into the same boardroom where I was called replaceable. The same glass walls. The same long table. But this time they stand when I enter. Chairman Walters clears his throat. Thank you for coming. I didn't expect the invitation, I reply. He gestures to a chair. Please. I remain standing. Let's skip the formalities. A board member speaks. The merger has created instability. That's one word for it, I say. We underestimated integration risk, another adds. You dismissed it, I correct. Walters nods stiffly. We are considering appointing an interim CEO. Considering? I ask. Yes. And you want me to volunteer? We want you to return. The words hang in the air. As what? I ask. Chief Executive Officer, Walters replies. Effective immediately. Silence fills the room. You removed me, I say slowly. We made a strategic error. You humiliated me. We regret the optics. I almost laugh. The optics. Walters exhales. We need stability. Investors trust you. They didn't last month. Circumstances have changed. Yes, I say quietly. They have. The door opens. Victoria walks in. She looks different. Less polished. Less certain. She doesn't sit. Daniel, she says softly. I meet her eyes but say nothing. Walters clears his throat. We are voting to remove Victoria as CEO pending investigation into financial disclosures. The words land heavy. Victoria doesn't react immediately. You're replacing me with him? She asks the board. We're restoring leadership confidence, Walters says. She looks at me. So this is what you wanted? No, I reply calmly. It isn't. Then why are you here? They called. She laughs bitterly. Of course they did. Walters interrupts. We need an answer, Daniel. I look around the table. These are the same people who let her call me replaceable. You want me to clean this up, I say. Yes. On what terms? The board members exchange glances. I regain my original shares. I continue. Full transparency in financial reporting. No hidden clauses. No silent dilution. Walters nods slowly. That can be arranged. And employee protections, I add. No mass layoffs without review. A few board members shift uncomfortably. That may limit restructuring flexibility, one says. Then find someone else, I reply. Silence. Walters finally says, agreed. I turn to Victoria. She steps closer. You're really doing this, she says quietly. I'm stabilizing the company. You're taking my seat. You vacated it, I reply gently. Her eyes flash. I fought for growth. You gambled with truth. She lowers her voice. Marcus pressured the board. You let him. I thought I could control him. I warned you. She looks down for a moment. Then she whispers, I didn't think you'd survive without it. Without what? Without the company. I feel something shift inside me. I didn't survive because of it, I say. I survived because of me. The board watches us carefully. Walters clears his throat. We need confirmation. I look at Victoria one last time. Do you regret it? I ask quietly. She hesitates. Yes, she says. Regret losing control? I press. Her eyes meet mine. Regret losing you. The room feels smaller. For a second I see the woman I proposed to. Then I remember the boardroom. Daniel, Walters insists. Your decision? I take a slow breath. I accept, I say. The words settle like a final move in a chess game. Victoria steps back. So that's it, she asks. That's accountability, I reply. Security waits outside the door. Walters signals them. Victoria raises a hand. I can walk out myself. She turns to me one last time. You were never replaceable, she says quietly. I know, I answer. She gives a small, broken smile. Then she walks out of the boardroom she once ruled. The door closes softly behind her. No applause. No celebration. Just silence. Walters extends his hand. Welcome back, Mr. Reed. I shake it. But I don't feel victorious. I feel responsible. As I sit at the head of the table, I notice something strange. The chair doesn't feel bigger. It feels heavier. Ryan stands near the wall. He gives me a small nod. I return it. The board members begin discussing emergency stabilization plans. I listen. I interrupt when necessary. I redirect when they deflect. And for the first time in months, no one laughs. No one questions whether I belong there. When the meeting ends, I remain alone in the room. I run my hand across the table. The same table where one word shattered me. Replaceable. Now they call me essential. But I understand something they don't. Power isn't about the seat. It's about knowing you can walk away from it. And this time, I'm not here because I need it. I'm here because they finally realized they do. The headlines turn brutal within days. CEO removed after financial turmoil. Merger under investigation. I don't celebrate. I call an all-hands meeting instead. When I step onto the stage, the room is quiet. I won't pretend the last few months didn't hurt, I say. They did. Employees watch me carefully. You deserve transparency, I continue. Here's the truth. We moved too fast. We ignored structural risk. That stops now. A hand goes up. Are layoffs coming? No, I reply firmly. Not without review and discussion. Another voice calls out, can we trust leadership again? I pause. You shouldn't trust titles, I say. You should trust actions. Judge me by what I do next. The room feels lighter. Afterward, Ryan approaches me. I submitted my resignation, he says quietly. Why? I froze when it mattered, he replies. That's on me. You don't have to leave, I say. Yes, I do. I study him. Is this guilt? It's accountability. I nod slowly. Then make it public. Tell the truth. He swallows. I will. Later that evening, Victoria asks to see me. We meet in my office. She looks smaller without the title. I'm not here to fight, she says. Then why are you here? I wanted to see if there's still something. I lean back. Something? Us. The word hangs between us. You chose power, I say calmly. I thought I needed it. And now? Now I know I needed you. I don't let that move me. You didn't lose me, I say quietly. You traded me. Her eyes fill, but she holds steady. I was afraid of being ordinary, she whispers. You were never ordinary. I didn't want to slow down. So you cut anything that felt heavy, I reply. She nods. I would have stood beside you, I say. But not behind you. I know, she says. Silence settles. Do you hate me? She asks. No, I answer honestly. I just don't trust you. She closes her eyes briefly. That's worse, she says. Maybe, I reply. She looks around the office. You always belonged here. I belong wherever I build with integrity, I say. She takes a slow breath. Is there any path back? Not to what we had, I answer. Her shoulders drop. I'm sorry, she says. I believe you. But sorry doesn't rebuild trust. She nods slowly. As she turns to leave, she stops at the door. I never meant to lose you, she says softly. I don't respond. Because meaning and consequence are not the same thing. When she leaves, I sit alone in the quiet office. I thought revenge would feel powerful. It doesn't. What feels powerful is restraint. I didn't destroy her. Her pride did. I didn't chase her downfall. Her ambition outran her balance. The board calls me essential now. Employees call me steady. Investors call me safe. But none of that matters as much as one thing. I don't need their approval anymore. And for the first time since that word shattered me, I understand its cost. Replaceable wasn't an insult. It was a test. And I passed it without becoming the man who said it. 6 months later, I walk into the boardroom again. No tension. No whispers. Just quiet respect. I take my seat at the head of the table. Quarterly report, Chairman Walters says. I nod. Revenue is steady. Growth is controlled. Security audits are transparent. A board member adds, investor confidence has stabilized. Because we stopped pretending, I reply. There are no arguments. No forced smiles. Just numbers that make sense. After the meeting, I stay behind. I look at the chair across from me. The one Victoria used to sit in. My phone vibrates. A message from her. I'm leaving the city. I stare at the screen. Another message appears. I hope you're happy. I think about that. Am I happy? I type back. I'm at peace. She responds almost instantly. I never meant to hurt you. I stare at the words for a long moment. Then I type slowly. Intent doesn't erase impact. 3 dots appear. Then disappear. Another message comes through. You were never replaceable. I smile faintly. I don't reply. Instead, I delete the conversation. Not out of anger, but closure. Later that evening, I meet Liam at our original co-working space. He grins when he sees me. You look different. How? Lighter. I stopped carrying ghosts, I say. He nods. Our security platform just signed its third corporate client. Good, I reply. Build it clean. Always. We sit in comfortable silence for a moment. You ever regret it? He asks. Regret what? Not crushing them when you had the chance. I think about that. No, I say finally. If I had destroyed them, I would have destroyed myself too. He studies me. You really changed. I grew up, I answer. When I step outside, the city feels the same. But I don't. I remember the boardroom months ago. The laughter. The word. Replaceable. Back then, I thought it meant I was small. Now I understand it meant they underestimated me. I don't need to dominate a room to own my value. I don't need applause to confirm my worth. I built something once with trust and hope. Cracked. Then I built again with clarity. That's the difference. As I walk toward my car, I whisper the word one last time. Replaceable. It doesn't hurt anymore. Because I know something now that I didn't before. People can replace your title. They can replace your position. They can even replace your presence in a room. But they can't replace your principles. And they can't replace the man you become when everything is taken from you. The board called me back. Not because I begged. Not because I fought. But because I stood firm when it mattered. I was never replaceable. I was just surrounded by people who forgot my value. Now they remember. And more importantly, so do I.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.